One more nice quote here. Again, it just gives you the kind of feeling of what you're going through when you become a megastar or massive success. This is from ID in again 1990. So this is when he goes to America, and he because you imagine, you're playing this little bar in Kentish Town, then you're playing the Sunrise Raves, and then suddenly you're signed to MCA, big record company, and you're whisked off to LA because you're the new hottest thing. He says the pilgrimage to America to complete the album turned into a nightmare. And as the deadline tightened, stories filtered back to Britain of regular 24-hour binges and brain death. Life in the fast lane left Adamski staggering on the hard shoulder, trying to catch his breath.
The feeling I got from the quotes that James was reading to me was definitely, you were talking about the bullshit detector and that it wasn't always functioning at the time. And you were talking about a moment where you went to the US and you basically were pressured to sign something. This was about Killer, from what I've understood, that you applied with wine and weed, and you had jet lag, and you were told that if you didn't sign this, they weren't going to introduce you to the people that you needed to meet, that you had to find your own way back to London, and that you signed, and that you therefore actually lost the rights or
that's
the
right.
big income from Killer.
Yeah, that's true. I was manipulated. I was very malleable man. I was like 21. If I just had a couple of puffs on a spliff, my brain turned to goo, and I'd be like scared of everyone and like, okay, yeah, whatever you say,
Wow.
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, I signed. I gave people power of attorney, so they sold the rights of Killer in America for peanuts, but for their benefit. I didn't really have people around me who knew or could advise. People would go, "Oh, what are you doing, hanging around with him for? He's a wrong 'un." But when I went to LA the first time, and I was in Hollywood and I saw that Hollywood sign, I was so naive and unworldly that I didn't even know Hollywood was in LA. I was like, what? Why is that Hollywood sign up there on that hill? And I didn't know what was going on. Really, I'm not just saying it. I really didn't know anything. I'd never even been up north in England till I went up and played at the Hacienda and stuff. I'd never been north of like the Watford Gap